is Wolf, and welcome to Wolf Plays Minecraft. Today we're back in Sky Factory 4, and I think now that we've got our compact machines up and running, it may be time to move the farms inside. I think we can make a lot more space and use it more efficiently. Let's see what we can do. So this is my standard farming cube. It's 3 tiers. It's got a standard 9x9 farm on each tier. I do realize it could be a little bit more efficient if I spread it out a little bit more, but this is the one that I'm comfortable building at this time. But we do have a 3-tiered farm going. It usually will provide everything that I need it to, but we're going to go ahead and build 2 of these. One for regular farming and one for inferium farming. So now that this one's all set up, I'll show you how I built this in a time-lapse building the second. Since we're now done with our farming cubes, I figured this would be a good time to show off the exchanging gadget. The exchanging gadget is very similar to the building gadget. You simply right-click or shift-right-click to select a block, and then once you have your block selected, currently I have cobblestone, you may select an entire surface and replace out all the blocks of a similar type in that surface. For example, here I just replaced all of the surrounding dirt around the farm that is not tilled farmland into cobblestone, and I can do that on each level. So now we have a slightly prettier floor around our farm. Now I can take the chisel out and chisel it into a nice design. After getting my farm all set up inside the compact machine, I figured I'd move the cows inside too, since I would consider that part of farming. But in order to move the cows easily, I was going to use a mob imprisonment tool, which requires plastic. And to get plastic, I had to set myself up a little plastic refinery here. So we have our block placer placing down our mineral wood, and that gets extracted by the tree fluid extractor, turns it into latex. Latex goes into the fluid latex processing unit with some water, which we get from our infinite water source nearby, and that will make the tiny dry rubber like this. We put the tiny dry rubber into an auto crafter to craft up some dry rubber, which gets smelted in our energized smeltery, so we don't even have to add coal, we just add power, and that will produce our plastic, which gets piped into our system. So now we have automated plastic. So one more ingredient I'm going to need to move these cows in their mob imprisonment units is a Ghast Tear. And rather than going out into the nether and trying to find a ghast and kill it and hope it drops a tear and find the tear, I figured I would actually just grow a ghast right here with some ghastling seeds. And I've constructed this little space for a mob to spawn into, and they'll kind of be trapped so they can't wander around my platform, I hope. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can grow ourselves a ghast and get a tear. There he is. He's growing up. And he's okay. Well, I don't think he can see me right now because he is encased in blocks, so that's fairly lucky. But we're gonna go ahead and kill him, and hopefully we get a tear from him. Nope, no tear. All right. Well, we'll have to try again. Luckily, we got another spawn with the same seed. Oh, here we go. You guys gonna give me a tear? Nope, doesn't look like they did. Alright, well, we're going to keep on farming and see if we can get ourselves a ghast here. Well, farming the ghasts wasn't quite as effective as I had hoped. I did not get a ghast here, and I ran out of spider eyes and can't make more seeds. So, I'm going to have to build myself a proper mob grinder. And in order to do that, I have laid out a configuration of mob fans here on the floor. All of these mob fans will push mobs along in the blue area, and in this particular configuration, everything will end up in these 6 squares. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this configuration, raise it up about 30 blocks in the air, build another platform with a little room, and it'll be a place where mobs can spawn and be pushed to this block. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have them drop or have them killed where they stand, but for now, I think we ought to go ahead and get our room built, and we can decide from there. So here we are using our air charm to float 30 blocks above our platform, and I have a special little block here called Floaty McFloaty Block. What Floaty McFloaty Block is great for is when you don't want to pillar up and create a space to build off of, all you have to do is just look anywhere you want the block to be, and we will just pop that block right in front of our face, just like that. And now we have a floating block right where we want it, on which to build a platform. So that's a really easy way to start building something up in the air. With our mob spawner now fully assembled and complete, we are spawning mobs. And I did go ahead and put a little drop tunnel here with some glass in the front so we can see the mobs falling, as well as a nice obsidian base just in case any creepers decided to creep. But down here at the bottom, I have built a mob masher. And the mob masher is a wonderful block that allows you to put in upgrades for efficiency or better drops, and it basically just kills anything that touches it. Now that does include the player, so please do not touch this while it is running, but it will basically just kill anything that comes down this tube. I have a couple little conveyor block pieces to push anything that falls into this space against the mob masher and just grind it up. And over around the back here we have a place where we can collect all of the items with an item collector, as well as collecting the XP with an experience pylon. Normally this would just fill up with all the XP that it's collecting from the mobs that it's killing, or the mobs that are being killed near it rather, and you could either add experience from yourself and store it in here, or collect experience from it and put it back into the player. Right now it's empty because I am piping all of the liquid experience and sending it wirelessly over here to our experience tanks. I built myself a rather large tank to hold pretty much all the experience we will need, and gave ourselves a tap so that we can take a shower in experience and just add levels to ourselves in case we need them. This would be great for enchanting and other things that might need experience later. You can also take it out in bottles or buckets of XP or things like that if you need it for crafting recipes. And just in case, if I was worried about having too many levels, I also put a drain in the floor so that we can stand over that and let our levels drain back off of the player into our tank. And you can see that the tank is filling up there. So we now have a permanent liquid XP storage system that basically just stay full from all the mobs being killed in our mob grinder. And all of their drops are collecting and going into our storage system to be sorted. So that did allow me to get the spider eyes I needed to make more ghast seeds. And I did finally make enough ghasts to grab a ghast tear and make my imprisonment tools, move the cows, and I can show you a quick video of that as well. So we've made some good progress. We've got our farms built, we've got our inferium growing, and we've got our cows moved, and we've got a mob grinder. So I think we'll leave it there and end this episode of Wolf Plays Minecraft. I do really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us again next time on Wolf Plays Minecraft.